It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We're live on SABC3. This is your feel-good breakfast show. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. And we're also very proud this morning to have our next guest in studio, because not only is he a best-selling author, but he is also a renowned professor who was born right here in South Africa, Professor Ian Goldin, who joins us to chat about his book, Age of Discovery. Good morning and welcome back home.
It's great to be here and great to be on your show.
And I understand that you do spend most of your time abroad. What does it feel like to be back home again?
Wonderful. It's raining and cloudy in Oxford and freezing, so it's just fantastic to be here in the Cape and have some time here and be with friends and be in this incredible country.
Beautiful, beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about your book, which is called Age of Discovery, Navigating the Risks and Rewards of Our New Renaissance. Do you regard the period that we're in right now as a sort of a new renaissance? And
I think we are living in a new renaissance. This is the most incredible time in human history to be alive. Our chance of living longer, healthier lives are greater around the world. There's been incredible progress. We have a free South Africa. Who would have thought? I never dreamed this would happen in my lifetime. And with all of that incredible optimism, we also have the greatest risks. This could be our last century. There are all sorts of ways we could destroy the world. And so what I'm trying to learn from the Renaissance is how we capture this incredible genius and creativity of our time and stop going off the rails. That's what happened in the Renaissance. It ended in religious wars, it ended in jihadists taking over Florence, it ended in most Native Americans being killed by the voyages of discovery, all sorts of catastrophes. And we celebrated 500 years later because of the genius it unlocked. So we need to do better, and that's what the book's about. How do we learn from the past to do better in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, and as the saying goes, you need to know where you come from to know in order to know where you're going. So what are some of the most important lessons that you think we can draw from the past that we can apply in this current Renaissance to ensure that we don't suffer the same consequences of the past?
I think one of the important lessons is that when things change more rapidly, and they are changing faster, people get left behind quicker. And so the divisions within society, the inequality grows. And so we need to worry more and more about people being left behind, out of change. We need to worry more and more about the unintended consequences of our actions, climate change, all of these sorts of things. What's good for individuals is no longer good for the collective. And so how we sacrifice ourselves, how we think about the impact of our lives on others becomes more and more important. If we can do that, we're going to enjoy the best Renaissance the world has ever known.
Wow. And I understand on your journey as well, you've also met up with people, influential people like will.i.am, who's also revolutionary in the way that he thinks, especially given the time that we're in. Yeah, absolutely. And Mr. Kofi Annan as well, former UN Secretary General. What is it that you've learned from these people in the way that they think and in the way that we can apply our minds in similar ways that they have done in order to effect positive change in the world?
And in South Africa, we have the best role model of all, Madiba, and I had the privilege to work close with him with 5 years when I came back and ran the development back to Southern Africa. I think what we can learn from these people is to be humble, to listen, and to have other people rather than ourselves at the forefront of our minds when we're trying to make change. And if we can do that, we'll succeed. And that's what all of these inspiring characters have. will.i.am is an amazing person, but what he's trying to do is not just get rich and have a good time, which he does do, but change the world with his music and with his mission. And the same is true of Kofi Annan, and the same was true of Madiba. So these inspiring characters, I hope, teach us to be aware of what's going on in the world and to help make it better.
I want to just quickly tap into your mind and ask, because I mean, I think the people that this subject is most relevant to is our younger generation, because perhaps they might look at somebody like a Kofi Annan and think of him as too far removed to be able to draw from them and apply those lessons right now. What is your message to young people, especially South African young people right now?
The future is in your hands. Whether this country and whether the world ends up being incredible, a world that you want to live in and you'd like your kids to live in, or whether it's a disaster is up to you. Get active, get engaged, learn, and change the world for the better.
Get engaged. Learn, learn, learn. Wow. Profound words there and inspiring words from Professor Ian Goldin. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, you can find that book, Age of Discovery. It is sold online and, of course, at all great book retailers out there. Get it, learn, read, bala. All right, there's still lots more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning.